This is an experimental project we started in 2002 on the Keflavik Air Base. The land was fairly barren, and a few years before they planted lupin. There were patches of lupin. So the idea of the experiment, the main idea was to see how lupin facilitates or helps the growth of the trees. So we used 3 species: hooker willow from Alaska, Sitka spruce, also originally from Alaska, and then the native downy birch. And we planted them in the bare ground as a control plot, and we planted them in the lupin. Also, we planted some in black plastic mulch laid down without lupin on the bare grounds. Okay, we have 5 sites. In each site we had 4 treatments of 3 species: the hooker willow, Sitka spruce, and the native downy birch. We planted them in intervals of 5 each, like 5 willow and 5 spruce, etc. This is a site that did particularly well, especially with spruce survival, because there was different environments in the 5 sites, and this one had less lupin and less grass under the lupin. The other, some sites of spruce did not survive in the lupin because the lupin and the grass was too thick. But here at the site B, most of the spruce survived, and they're doing very well. All the willows all overtopped the lupin and did very well everywhere, and you can see them from quite some distance when you drive around the air base or you take off in a plane. So the lupin facilitated all the species, and they're doing well once they survived. It's just those thick ones didn't make it. All the treatments of hooker willow, except some control areas, did very well, because especially in the lupin, where it shot up above the lupin. Black plastic mulch really helped them get started, and an accidental benefit of the study, we found that our control plots, which were set up to be outside the lupin spread over them, and they spread over the plastic mulch plot. So we had some of our best trees are lupinized plastic mulch trees that got started in the black plastic mulch, grew fairly well, but once the lupin hit them, they shot way up. So now we have willows at 7 meters, spruce at maybe approaching 3 meters, the tallest one. So it's looking very good. You can grow trees in southernness around the airfield. Just needs a little help. We did put a little fertilizer in with the start, but mostly it's just the lupin that helped them. The lupin was transplanted. It wasn't nearly as thick in 2002. And then didn't have the hair grass. They never put in hair grass. And they didn't put in as much chicken shit. They didn't put in as much manure then too. So there wasn't as much competition, so it helped the spruce. And now the lupin is disappearing. Several years the spruce was still below the lupin, and I wondered if it was going to shoot up, but it finally did. Now the lupin is disappearing. And in the tradition of Allstedt, we had leftover seedlings, so I put them in 1 by 1 meter, just leftover spruce there, and of course it did very well because it wasn't part of the experiment. Well, actually they did well in the experiment too. So that was just leftovers there. I didn't mention before, all the other seedlings were placed 2 meters apart in groups of 5 again. So okay, so we can look around and try not to get lost.